picture-perfect city of Boston brings back memories and fears that Americans have not dealt with since September 11th. At the finishing line of the Boston Marathon, 2 bombs explode seconds apart from each other, killing at least 3 people, including an 8-year-old boy and a 29-year-old young woman, and leaving at least 175 people injured, over a dozen of them currently in critical condition.
Just got to be thinking about the people who didn't survive, thinking about a child that was killed, and then for the survivors, thinking about their family and their friends and them as well.
Witnesses describe what they saw as horrifying. Some people saw body parts being ripped off, others blood all over these sidewalks. While some people rushed to help victims, others ran away from the scene in chaos. Doctors currently treating patients in local hospitals say they've experienced one of the most traumatizing events of their careers. The 2 bombs were reportedly homemade out of pressure cookers, filled with nails pulled out of victims' limbs and black powder. The magnitude of the blasts was so strong that it sent debris flying onto building tops. Some victims needed second surgeries even after amputations.
It really hasn't hit me yet. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm constantly anxious and nervous, and I can't focus on my studies because I'm a graduate student. A block from where it happens, it's like, wow, that it really hits you.
Even though officials say there's no longer an immediate threat, security has been beefed up here in Boston and throughout the United States. The Obama administration has already referred to what happened as a terror act, but exactly what kind of consequences this will have for America's foreign and domestic policy remains to be seen. Officials say they've been receiving thousands of clues from around the world. A media frenzy surrounding the bombings, the United States has not seen a similar act in years. Officials are saying the investigation is still very fluid, with the majority of questions yet to be answered.
This is our city, our home, so you can't live in fear, but it's definitely always kind of going to be in the back of your mind. I don't see how it can't.
The FBI is in charge of the case, with more information to follow. As the investigation continues, Americans are trying to move on with their lives, overshadowed by thoughts of what the tragedy will mean for their future.
You could see it on everybody's faces, is this the beginning where America is now, we're now the American version of Beirut, a little bit more, and we're going to have to second guess every event that we have. Just as 9/11 changed travel, this, the concern that I've had, and I suspect that other people have it going through their mind, is this going to do that for all public venues now?
Over the last decade, the U.S. has pumped enormous resources into security, and steps often criticized for breaching the rights of U.S. citizens and foreigners alike. But what are the results, and have all these efforts created anything more than an illusion of safety? Anastasia Churkina, RT, Boston, Massachusetts.